Hello there, Rogues. This is Devin here with the Rogue Deck Chronicle podcast. And this week, we are here with another deck profile for another evolution. And this week, we are going to do a deck profile on Espeon EX. So Espeon EX is a Psychic type Kara Pokemon with 270 HP like all the other evolutions that does evolve from Eevee. And this card has two different attacks. One is Psych Out for 160 damage for a Psychic double colors energy. It also will discard a random card from your opponent's hand. And then its second attack is a Maze. It is for a Grass, a Psychic, and a Darkness energy. Does not do any damage, but it does de-evolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon by shuffling the highest stage card back into their deck. So you're going to ask, why does that matter? Why should we try to power up an attack like this? Well, it's because of the meta we're currently in right now. We're going to see if we can take advantage of that. We have a lot of stage 2 setup decks right now, and a lot of decks trying to utilize rare candy. We want to allow them to evolve and then de-evolve them and have their resources in terms of their Pokemon get shuffled back into their deck, but also those items get put into their discard pile. So we're going to try to take advantage of that as much as we can. But when we do that, we also want to be putting damage counters on our opponent as well to force them to play around the Devolution strategy. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's look at the Eevee we're going to do this today. So we are actually going not to use the Eevee EX or the boosted evolution Eevee. We're going to use this color catch Eevee. So it's 70 HP, and for a single color, it allows us to search our deck for 3 basic energy of different types, reveal them, and put them into our hand. So we're going to be able to get our energy into our hand, and because of our second attack having 3 different energy costs, we definitely want to be able to do that. But what are we going to partner around this evolution, devolution strategy? Well, first we are going to run Froslass. So we're going to run a 2-2 line of Froslass and Snorunt for this Freezing Shroud ability. This is during Pokemon Checkup, put 1 damage counter on each of your Pokemon that has an ability, except for any Froslass. So it's ours and our opponent's. So that's the reason why we're not running the either Eevee that has the ability, because we don't want to take any damage unnecessarily for that ability. And we want to put damage counters on our opponent's side as much as we can, so when we do a Devolution attack, we'll be able to not only put a resource into their deck, but we also be able to get rid of the basic foundation of the Pokemon as well. With spreading of damage counters, we are going to be playing at Uxie. So for 1 psychic energy, it put 2 damage counters on each of our opponent's Pokemon. So this would be a really good turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, where we can just start spreading, putting that damage all across the board. And then we also want to put some Munkidori into play on our side with the Adrenaline Brain ability. We just have to attach Darkness energy. There isn't a Darkness attack cost in Espeon's attack, so it makes perfect sense. So if we get any damage on our side, we can move 3 of it per Munkidori back onto our opponent's side. And then lastly, when it comes to Pokemon, we're actually going to play 1 baby Espeon. So we're playing 1 baby Espeon. It is 110 HP, stage 1 psychic Pokemon. And we're playing it mostly for its first attack, Psychic Assault. So for a single psychic energy, it does 30 base damage, and then does 30 more damage for every damage counter on our opponent's active Pokemon. So this is a really good cleanup attack. So we're spreading damage like crazy, and we just want to do a KO punch. This Espeon will be able to give us a KO punch on a single prizer as we try to set up our main strategy. Now in terms of trainers and supporters, we are running 3 Ultra Ball, 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, and 3 Nest Ball in terms of our Pokemon search. It is kind of on the lighter end, but that's perfectly fine because we make that up by playing more straw-based supporters or more Pokemon search supporters. We have 3 Professor's Research, 2 Irida 3 Iono, 3 Arven, and 2 Crispin. The Crispin's there for us to try to do a very explosive multi-energy play, but all the rest of our supporters are more consistency, more draw-oriented, more picking out what we need. So in the beginning, we might want to be very ultra-aggressive of emptying down our hand size, and we want to refill with Professor's research. We may just need to find a water Pokemon with Irida so we can find our Snorunt or Froslass piece, or we need Arven to pick up a item in a tool cart. So in terms of other items in the deck, we run 2 Earthen Vessels. We do run a very diverse energy cost in our Espeon EX attack, so we definitely want to have the Earthen Vessel be able to pick out the energy that we are looking for, as well as if we need Darkness energy from Munkidori, we have that as well. We do run 2 Night Stretcher and 1 Super Rod for our resource recycling, so we'll be able to get Pokemon and energy back that way. And then we run Arven, so that means we have to have tool carts. So we do. We run 1 TM Turbo Energize, will allow us to accelerate turn 1 or whenever we're at a low energy cost attack. But we also run 1 TM Devolution. So it is basically our Espeon's attack, except for it puts the Pokemon back into the hand, but it's only for a single energy. So if we have enough damage spread across the board, we just want to take KOs and be able to just to take the baby foundation out of our opponent's bench, or even just a setup in general, we can just do the TM Devolution instead of the Amaze attack. But we also want to set up ourselves, so we do run a TM Evolution, which does the setup for us. We get to evolve with an attack and be able to set up our board fairly quickly. And then the ace pack of choice for this deck actually is Hyper Aroma. So it allows us to search our deck for 3 stage 1 Pokemon and put it into our hand. So if we cannot get TM Evolution off, we can Hyper Aroma those stage 1s into our hands and just evolve the next turn. So we have 2 different ways we can definitely set all that up in terms of trying to get our board, try to get that Shrouded attack ability up and running, try to get our Espeons up and running that way. And then finally, in terms of energy, we're going to go 5 Psychic, 3 Dark, 3 Grass. So we want to run a little heavier on the Psychic because we do have the baby Espeon, so we definitely want to be able to have both in play, and we want to be able to have the energy for Uxie as well. Now, our Froslass is never under attack, so that we don't have to worry about the water attack costs and that. And then for the Munkidori, we really are just trying to streamline a darkness energy here. Ideally, you don't really want more than 2 Munkidoris into play, just because the bench space is a premium in this deck. We do not run any stadiums that will expand our bench. Now, if our opponent does play Area 0 under depths, we could take advantage of that. But really, with how we are spreading our energy, spreading our damage counters around, 2 Munkidori in play is plenty to get the engine running. So that being said, guys, this deck list will be in the description of the video, and let's get into a couple games to see how we do. Alrighty, so we are going to go second. We're opening up with a Snorunt. We are getting some mulligans. We're going to get a single mulligan. We're running into a fire deck of some form. So probably Charizard. More than likely Charizard. With the Pidgey lead, that's more than likely the case. So, with the way our hand is, we can Arven for a Buddy-Buddy Poffin to get an Eevee and another Frost or Snorunt into play. We can definitely try to just set up our board this turn to get what we need. So, unfortunately, no abilities in play just yet, but we'll see them shortly. Okay. Another Arven. So we are going to grab the Buddy-Buddy and the TM Evolution. We want the Buddy-Buddy. Do we want to Ultra Ball this turn? I don't think we need to. So we're going to attach an energy. We're going to do TM Evolution here. All our Pokemon, right? Choose 2 bench Pokemon. Okay, so yeah, we're going to keep this Ultra Ball for next turn then. So we are going to evolve. Oh. All our evolution pieces are prized. Oh, no. They are not. Whew. That gave me a small heart attack for a second. We're going to get the Espeon EX out, just so we can try to do a little bit of disruption. Ideally, we would have started off and led with an Espeon, but that's fine. But now we have some abilities in play, so we'll be able to start chipping away a little bit here and there. So next turn we could Irida for another Froslass. Alright, so it looks like he has TM Evolution as well. So we are definitely running into that Charizard. Okay. That's Nest Ball. You know what? Let's Nest Ball Uxie. I will definitely want to try to set this Uxie up for this turn here. And I love the update that we mentioned last week, the quality of life update, the click instead of drop. I love it. I am awful, I understand, but the click versus the drop is just such a big deal to me. We are going to try to set up a little bit more of our bench here. Put one more Eevee into play. That way we can get what we need from it next turn. And now we're just going to start putting damage across the board here. We're having 2 shrouded or freezing shrouds. Just picking on that Pheasantipity a little bit. We're going to force our opponent to have to deal with this Uxie this turn. Alrighty, so he's probably going to TM Evolution now to get his 2 evolving EXs there, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Ioning us up to 6, not awful. Cool, we got a Munkidori, which we can put a Munkidori in play. We can Crispin this turn to do a very much needed acceleration on either one of these. Alright, cool. So he's going to evolve this turn. He's going to evolve to the Pidgeot EX and to the Charizard EX respectively. Just to the Charizard. So no Pidgeot. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. But we have to remember that Charmeleon does have 90. So we have to get to 90 on that before we do any of our actual our moves and our techniques here, right? So We do have a Psychic Energy in the discard for those Night Stretchers. So let's Crispin. Let's just slowly set up this Espeon. We'll put the Munkidori in play, that way we can start setting that up as well. And then next turn we can start kind of poking around a little bit more. Alrighty, so that Charizard is going to get into very close range next turn. Because if we can get... Ideally, if we get another Crispin, the second Crispin, we can play around with that energy acceleration that we just did there. So now Irida is pretty much a dead card unless we want to search for something. But he's Ionoing us again. It's not the worst thing in the world. We got the Psychic Energy for the Espeon. We got TM Devolution, so we can just straight out do that if we wanted to. The Pidgey is 50, so we can't really do much with the Pidgeotto, but we can definitely take out this base Charizard. And then he is taking out that 20 spread. Yeah, he's seeing our strategy. He's seeing what we're trying to do here. For us here, yeah, let's get that Espeon in play. So we can take that Charizard out this turn. Alright, so we're gonna Super Rod some resources back into the deck here. Let's put the 2 Psychics and Uxie back in. We could have just done the TM Devolution, but that's fine this turn. I think... Let's Iono ourselves to see if we can get into drawing into those darkness energies just naturally for next turn. No, but we got the Crispin, which would help us a little bit here. I think we're fine for this turn here. So we could 160 would KO the Chi-Yu, but then we'll be susceptible to the Charizard for the next turn. So let's just get rid of this Charizard here. Put that back into the deck. Put the Pidgeotto back into the deck. It's only a single prize, which is fine, but it gets us just a little bit closer to what we're looking for. We have to be able to get Munkidori into play next turn. So that Earthen Vessel for Darkness Energy is going to come. We're going to have to play that next turn. So Flip the Script does actually trigger because it was an attack. But that's fine. The Pheasantipity is definitely getting chipped away. So it's going to be at 170 next turn. We could put 30 on it to get it to 200. We can put basically we can stack all our damage on this Pheasant Deputy to slow him down a little bit as well next turn. That's if we get the second Munkidori, which we're going to have to. Alrighty, so Radiant Charizard's coming into play. Okay, so that's a big deal. He's going to try to blow us up here for 250, which means he can't one-shot our Espeons, which is good. The Lucky Helmet only is if it takes damage from attacks. So if we Munkidori onto that Pheasant Deputy, then that Lucky Helmet's not going to be useful. So he's going to put in another Charmeleon into play. Got the heads on that flip. Our opponent's actually getting really lucky, and it's great to see lucky coin flips. I love flipping decks. Not everyone does, so. Let's see what our opponent does. Is he going to Flame Surge this turn? He more than likely is going to. Yep, takes some damage. So we're going to have to manipulate some damage this turn, which is perfectly fine. Also, the part that really scares me a little bit here is that we can take 4 prizes, but we can't take the 5th. Unless we really utilize the Eevee to our advantage here. Okay, we have an Iono. So I want to Ultra Ball this turn. Eevee and Iono. I want to get the Munkidori this turn. I want to put the Munkidori in play. I want to Earthen Vessel away the Turbo Energize. We don't need it now. For 2 Darkness Energies. I'm going to do that this turn. Oh, we don't have another Darkness Energy in deck. So the Crispin not going to be the best play right now. I definitely didn't mean to misplay there. That's fine. So we're going to Adrenaline Brain here. We're going to put the damage there, so a tick will give us 2 prizes there. I do want to set up something else. When I say we want to set something up, I want to put the Grass Energy in the hand. We're going to set up an Eevee, so that Eevee now can be either the baby Eevee or an Espeon EX, kind of for next turn. So there's no real point of de-evolving anything. So we can Psych Out. Get rid of a card, which is the Parasol Lady, which I don't know if that's really impactful for this situation. But we're going to get 2 cards here. We got the Hyper Aroma, so that's guaranteeing us an Espeon, baby Espeon, or an Espeon EX, depending on how we want to do that next turn. He's going to put a Charmeleon into play. We get the Pheasant Deputy KO. We also get an opportunity to get more energy. So we also have an opportunity with the Ultra Ball here to get the Uxie. We have the energy and put that last 20 damage onto that Pidgey. So let's see what our opponent can do this turn. So he's Inferno Raining right now. to put the energy onto the Charizard, the Radiant Charizard. I don't think it matters which one he attacks with. Oh, now it does. You got the Pidgeotto, so the Pidgeotto is going to survive a single turn here. Well, no, because we can put 60 damage with the Munkidori here. He did do big damage. I'll give him credit. That was a big damage turn right there. So we're going to promote our Eevee, but Eevee is not going to get an opportunity to attack. So we're going to attach the Darkness Energy onto the Munkidori. We're going to Adrenaline Brain here. And we're just going to do that a second time. It doesn't really matter where we get the damage from. Which gets us the KO through the ability. And that is game 1 with Espeon EX being able to do all the shenanigans we wanted to do. So let's go ahead into another match and see what we can do. Alrighty, we are going second again. And we are leading with Munkidori this time. Not the best lead for us, but we can overcome this. So we have the Buddy-Buddy. We have 3 Psychic Energy. We have the Arven, so what we could do is actually set up another evolution turn with the Arven. We have Duskull. Okay, so we're going to have to work on that spread fairly quickly here. So another Charizard deck. So the one thing that is worrisome is the Dusclops play. But he's giving us a Lumineon fairly quickly into the game. So yeah, Buddy-Buddy Poffin for the Froslass turn 1 is going to be really, really impactful here. Because we don't even have the Arven for the Buddy-Buddy Poffin unless we want to set up even further. So let's see what our opponent does with the rest of the turn. We see an Ultra Ball. That Lost Vacuum going into the discard pile is clutch. A Rotom coming into play. So we're just going to be able to just put a whole bunch of damage into play here. Like having those static abilities there just becomes our best friend. And then Rotom for the end of turn. Yep. So let's see, can we get the Froslass out turn 1? We absolutely are going to try our best here. So let's Buddy-Buddy. Do we get a double Snorunt? Unfortunately, we only get 1 Snorunt. That's fine. I wish we could have gotten more, but that's fine. So we want to grab Evolution this turn, and we want to grab the Earthen Vessel for next turn. Actually, no, we can Earthen Vessel now. So we have energy to spare here. So we're going to TM Evolution this turn. Got 1 Froslass in play, and we're going to grab the Espeon EX again. There we go. Game took a minute to realize all the different interactions we want to try to do here. So we can try. We will definitely be able to Mind Bend, or not Mind Bend, but Adrenaline damage onto the board there. We are going to force our opponent now Because there's 4 prizes on the board that's on a clock, right? Unless he wants to target down Froslass, which avoids other Pokemon onto our board. Now potentially up to 6 prizes. Now that Pheasantipity, he is instant charging now. Okay, we're just going to put more damage into play. We will take those turns every single time. So we're just going to... We're going to attach to the Espeon for the turn. We're going to Adrenaline our damage away. Now 20 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough to really put significant pressure onto our opponent. I don't want to Iono because our opponent just seems to just be in a spot. I want to protect the Munkidori. This is going to be weird. I know I'm giving rid of that energy for this turn, but I want to protect the Munkidori right now. And I'm just going to let everything else kind of happen. Because we could, next turn, we could bypass a turn of the Munkidori unless we get a Crispin. That would be fantastic. If we get the Crispin, we can definitely accelerate. So Jacques, which means he's getting Evolution Pokemon. So he's going to get Charmeleon and a Pidgeotto. Charmeleon's going to now start taking damage because it does have the ability. So we can start trying to get the 90 onto there. So some of you may be asking, why aren't we playing Radiant Alakazam? Well, it's because Radiant Alakazam takes too much damage turn over turn with the Froslass into play, and the Munkidori is already trying to keep itself alive. We just don't have enough opportunities to do both, unfortunately. Alrighty, so we are going to... No, I said what we will need to do is play this Uxie this turn. You know what? I'm gonna go a little greedy. Our opponent's hand side's getting a little too big for my liking, so I'm gonna get to a situation where I'm gonna force him to do something. Really, actually, I really like what we just saw here, because Buddy-Buddy is not really useful anymore. So I want to grab this Espeon for next turn. And then we're just going to spread 20 everywhere. Is Charmeleon immune to attacks? I didn't even know what that Charmeleon does. Prevent... Okay. Okay. That's fine. We're still spreading damage on everyone else. Like, that's the point I really wanted to get. Special energies, we don't run special energies, so that card is useless against us right now. So we do need to get darkness energy here. But as you see now, we have a whole bunch of damage on board. We can definitely take advantage of this baby Espeon with the Psychic Assault, and definitely start. Our opponent sees what we've done and conceded. So as you see, the spread, the threat of Devolution is definitely something that we took advantage of that match. So let's see if we can get another one in and see how Espeon EX enjoys all these evolution decks. Alrighty, so we are going to go second. So we're going to be able to lead with an Eevee and put a Munkidori on the bench with a TM Evolution in hand and a Buddy-Buddy in hand as well. And it looks like we're facing a Arceus Xatu deck, so it'll be an interesting little combination here. So we have pretty much everything we need in hand. We have the TM Evolution, we have the Earthen Vessel, we have the Buddy-Buddy. We can Arven for any other resources we think we might need for setup. We'll take both the mulligans. Oh, we have the energy in hand now too. So we are sitting really, really good right now. Our opponent is going to lead with his Mewtwo EX. So what he wants to do is put Psychic Energy all across his board and hit us with a lot. So we're going to have to get a Eevee set up fairly quickly here. Or Eevee with either for the EX or for the baby Espeons, just to do damage. Just to take care of that Mewtwo somewhat reasonably. Oh, the Mewtwo's on the bench. Alright, so Uxie's going to have to do some work too. Because we're not going to be able to just Frost Blast all that. So we're going to have to be a little more aggressive instead of doing the passive abilities here. So let's see what our opponent wants us to do. So they don't even attach an energy for their turn. That's great to see for us. So let's Buddy-Buddy. We'll take Uxie, and we'll take one Snorunt. We don't even have to use the Earthen Vessel this turn. Like, we can hold on to it if we want to. We'll take a Turbo Energize out of the deck. We'll take a Nest Ball out of the deck as well. Let's put another Munkidori into play. Because we can Earthen Vessel as well. But we're going to TM Evolve here. It's only going to give us the Froslass. But we're going to try to start setting up on Munkidoris to start putting damage onto the board in front of us. As we stop an Eevee. So Moonlit Hill, we discarded second energy to heal 30. That's fine. He wants energy into the discard pile, and we're going to be putting damage passively. So there's a little bit of counter to our strategy, just a little bit, not much. But we're going to start putting damage counters everywhere. But we just got Iono out of a hand that doesn't really advance us much. So we'll see what the 6 new cards do. Give us an Irida, gives us an Espeon. Gives us a Darkness Energy for the Munkidoris. So actually ended up getting us more than our previous hand, which is always really nice. Because with this Espeon, we don't have to really start doing much. We can start just poking, because our damage is just going to build. So we're going to put Baby Espeon out this turn. We're going to put a Darkness Energy on the Munkidori. We're going to play Irida this turn. So I want to get another Snorunt into play. We're going to Adrenaline. Our damage onto our opponent's active, so we can make the Psychic Assault just to do a little bit more. And I think with that, we're just going to start building onto what's active here. Knowing that there's an Arceus V-Star on the bench is perfectly fine. That Starbirth is just going to... ability is just going to give us more time to build and build. And then we really need to find a way to get another Darkness Energy into play to get this other Munkidori ready to go. And then we just have to make sure we get another attacker, which we will. The Uxie is going to be setting up. So we got a Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher right now is not going to help us because there's nothing really in the discard pile. First things first. I want to Adrenaline as much as I can onto this active. Because I think right now we are doing the 130. So right now we're doing 130 to KO that. So we're fine for right now. I think we're going to Ultra Ball away Nest and Buddy-Buddy, because we really don't need it. So we're going to set up another Froslass so we can just start doing more damage to that Arceus. Yes, it does more damage to our Munkidoris, but I think we're in a good spot here. We're going to Iono ourselves into more cards. And there's the Darkness Energy we were searching for, and a Crispin, so we'll have more energy for future moves and future turns. I think I'm just gonna set up the other. I want to set up another Mewtwo for KO. Because right now, he really has no energies in play. And then we just got, we have Eevee and Espeon in hand, so if we do get an opening on the bench, we'll be able to take care of that. So next turn, I don't see how he can Trinity Nova us for a KO. Running the experience share, we're going to be able to move damage onto this Arceus. Alrighty, so there goes our cards again. We're going to get 4, he's going to get 6. But we still get an Eevee, we still get a Turbo Energize. So it's not the worst case thing. We also have a Crispin, so we can always just Crispin if we get an opening onto our bench. He's Star Birthing this turn. But we can set up damage here. We can put 60 more damage onto this Arceus, which means we would be doing 190. Or even more than that. So we can KO this Arceus V-Star if he puts energy on it, which he is. So we're going to be able to move damage around to take care of that Arceus threat, even though he did do his Starburst ability. He's going to heal 30 off, which is fine, because we're going to put 60 back on this thing. So we're in an okay spot. We could also start just picking on a Mewtwo and just let more damage. But I just kind of want to get rid of the immediate threat, which is... Actually, no, with the experience share, I think... putting up a Mewtwo and just letting that damage kind of just peak up. So we just put 60 there. We're gonna have to be very careful with Munkidori's health, just because we do want to make sure that the Psybolts for the paralysis would reflect there, but it is what it is. But really now we're we're stacking that passive energy or that passive damage onto this Arceus, so we can do more damage. Because we still have Super Rod, we have Night Stretcher, so we can always bring back this baby Espeon. So he's healing just fine. Because he can only heal. Really, all he's doing for this Arceus is he's healing off the Freezing Shroud effectively. Because we still are putting 60 with a Munkidori every single turn. And now he's just adding damage to the board, or adding energy to his board. So what we could do is we could switch into the Uxie and just start putting damage across all pieces, but that's just going to get counteracted by the Moonlit Hill, so it's really not worth that move right now. Like right now, this Espeon can KO this Mewtwo, no questions, and we can start really just trying to set up another attacker. We really don't have another attacker ready on board. So I'm going to Irida, so I can just put cards, take cards out of the deck. Which, I'm just going to grab this Night Stretcher and grab another piece that we'll need. So we're just going to move energy now. And just really what it is we're going to be taking a little bit of a slower approach here. We're going to take 2 more prizes here with the Mewtwo EX. Take out energy from his play. He's going to be able to keep 1, so he is going to Trinity Nova us this turn, which feels bad. But if he's Trinity Nova a single prizer after it's already taken 4 prizes off the board, that's a good trade-off for us. So we're just waiting for our opponent to move the energy from the Mewtwo we KO'd to that Arceus. We'll take 2 more prizes. Got Ultra Ball and a Grass Energy, which is fine. Because we can Night Stretcher Baby, we can Night Stretcher Psychic Energy. So we're going to have to play more of a longer term. We'll have to sacrifice like an Uxie next turn just to start building just a little bit. But him doing a Moonlit Hill, yes, he's healing off 30. We're putting on 60 and 20 and 40 every turn. So us putting damage counters onto that Arceus is actually doing more than what he can heal off any given turn. Now his Trinity Star will put energy onto that Enamorous V, which is fine. Because we're at the point really where if we can take out this Arceus V-Star, we're in a much better situation. And with the Enamorous, we're not going to be able to do damage, but the Moonlit Hill is just healing off any damage that Uxie does, so we can just turn this into a pivot, Sacrificial Lamb kind of card. And just let abilities kind of stack. We have to make sure we keep our Munkidoris healthy this turn. We have to definitely drop 30 off each, just to keep them alive, just for a little bit longer. We can Eevee. What we're going to do is we're going to Crispin. Psychic and a Darkness. We're going to put the Darkness into hand. We're going to put the Psychic onto the Eevee. We are going to Adrenabrain. gonna Adrenal Brain again. And then Night Stretcher. The baby Espeon back into our hand. We're gonna attach an energy onto this Eevee, so we'll set it up for either evolution depending on what he does. And we'll end return. We'll give our opponent the Uxie. Because we're two prizes, there's two different prizes we're really just trying to pick on right now. And if he uses a boss on this Eevee, we can still Night Stretcher out the Uxie or the Eevee back and kind of try to reset. All while we're just Munkidori damage back onto his side of the board. We're just kind of pushing our 60 every turn back onto him because our Munkidoris are at a spot where they're gaining 20 or they're gaining 40 and we're putting out 10 or 30. So they are gaining, but they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're setting up the board here. Okay, so he just Trinity Nova'd. So he's just allowing us to put the Eevee into the active and just gonna hit it for a whole bunch of damage. So with we can Psych Out for the win, just because we can. We're gonna have more than enough damage onto that Arceus. We can also use the baby Espeon as well. Baby Espeon's put in a lot of work in this match. You can see how it's synergistic with how we place damage counters around, all that kind of stuff. So let's Adrenal Brain. Adrenal Brain again. Put from there to there. Attach for turn. Did the Adrenal Brain not work? That's weird. The Adrenal Brain should have worked. Okay, well, I may have messed up then. Oh, it did. Well, that's on me for messing that up. So we're just gonna hit it for 130. And we're going to have to get a Psychic Energy, which we have the Night Stretcher, and we're going to have to do Munkidori. That's on me. I was not paying attention to Enamor's ability. But I think we're still fine. There's no way he can take 4 prizes the way our board is set up. But why is he not... He's going to be allowing us to have an Espeon still. He just bossed away our only attacker on board. Unless he was afraid that we're just going to turn this Eevee into another baby Espeon if it does knock out, which we very well would have. So let's see what our opponent does. So yeah, and Emmer's V definitely put a damper onto this, slow down our strategy. We're not really in a bad spot because we still have the Espeon. We're still going to be doing a lot of damage. So we'll finish with the Espeon. I think our opponent maybe even realized that we did mess up a little bit. I don't know why he did that. But we can still dump energy off these Munkidoris onto any other Pokemon, really. Just waiting for our opponent to take the prize. We'll promote the Eevee. So we'll just evolve. I don't think there's any energy for us to pick from. There's a basic Psychic, but we're just going to take the KO. We'll do the 230. We'll take our 2 prizes. Everything that we did was probably one turn too slower than we were planning because Enamor's blocking our abilities, but we got the win anyway. So definitely showing off the power of that baby Espeon with the spreading of that Freezing Shroud ability and the Munkidori just moving all that stuff around. It just really is a really good single prize attacker that complements the deck super, super well. Alright, so that is Espeon EX, a couple of really good matches against different types of decks. We had the Charizard matchup, we had that Mewtwo, Psychic, Terra box kind of deck, but it really showed off the power of this Freezing Shroud, which in between every single turn, just putting on 1 damage counter on every Pokemon that has an ability, utilizing that with the Munkidori, where we're just pushing our damage back onto our opponent where we want it to be, and then able to de-evolve with Espeon EX when needed, and then when we're facing those big basic decks, utilizing that one baby Espeon with this Psychic Assault for a single energy just multiplies and ramps up that those damage counters on the board. It's really, really well. We weren't able to really use Uxie too much in that last match, but we were able to use it earlier. So being able to, again, damage counter manipulation onto our opponent's board. It's really fun deck. It's really good against different aspects of the meta. Like we talked about right now, we're in an evolution meta, so this is a really good deck that really wants to pick apart those pieces and really make your opponent get frustrated with that. Like we said, guys, this deck list will be in the description of the video. We hope everyone is enjoying this. Do not forget, if you made it this far, do forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and then comment which is your favorite evolution. We've done a mini-series on all the evolution EXs from Prismatic Evolutions. We still have more to come. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy playing those sneaky decks, and we'll see you guys next time.